We lost. What's going on, guys? It is Jebediah. We are back. The cringiest Colts fan on Twitter and now YouTube. Colts finally lost, and I definitely knew this was a game that I was expecting for quite a while. I didn't think it was gonna wait until week 9 to happen, but it finally happened. I feel like a lot of Colts fans, we knew that a game like this was gonna happen eventually, and it finally happened against the Steelers. We lost 27-20, and our O-line just forgot how to O-line, and with that, it clearly affected Daniel Jones as well. Definitely the worst game of the season for him. By far. He had 50 attempts and completed 31 of them for 342 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 63.9 rating. Yards per attempt was 6.8, pretty low, definitely his lowest of the year. 62% completion percentage, his lowest of the year again. And I mean, like, most of these stats that I'm reading are definitely like his lows of the season for sure. Like, his completion percentage over expected, -1%. Not that bad. Not the worst of the season. His worst one was -1.2 in week 3 against the Titans. So, not his worst. His EPA, definitely the worst of the season. And maybe the worst he's had in a while. -20.3. Worst after that was in week 4 against the Rams at -5.5. He had 56 dropbacks last game. That is that's 20 more than his next closest this season. He had a lot of dropbacks. Shane Steichen, I'm not sure if he had some sort of narrative that he wanted to prove with Daniel Jones being the MVP candidate. But Shane, you definitely did not prove a point yesterday. Way too much passing. He was sacked 5 times, pressured 18 times. It wasn't the most he's been pressured this year. He was only pressured 32% of the time. And there's like 4 other games where he was pressured 10 plus more, 10 percentage points more than he was yesterday. TJ Watt was he was an animal. He was an animal last game. And he was really the difference. That one edge rusher, he really was the difference. TJ Watt was an animal and took over that entire game. Jonathan Taylor, like I said earlier, with whatever Shane Steichen had drawn up for this game, it worked there for a second, and then quarter 2 happened, and it just went all downhill. JT had 14 attempts for 45 yards, a measly 3.2 yards per carry. His longest run was 9 yards. It was not good. It was not a good game for JT. Maybe his most disappointing in a while. Not gonna lie. And it's so unexpectedly too, because like the Steelers' defense as a whole has not been the greatest. Like, we all thought like JT was just gonna run all over this defense. Just never happened for whatever reason. Pittman and Pierce both having 115 yards. Pittman had 9 receptions. Pierce had 6. So obviously the yards per reception. Pierce 20 yards per reception, which is like typical. Pittman 12.8, typical. Josh Downs had his touchdown. He was targeted 9 times, had 6 receptions for 57 yards. Not a bad game for Josh Downs. Tyler Warren, he just wasn't really a part of this game plan for whatever reason. 7 targets, 5 receptions for 26 yards, 5.2 yards per reception. So not that great. Defensively, I definitely want to talk about the return of Jalen Jones. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I've already bragged about him plenty. Played 54 snaps. His playtime percentage was 88.5, so he's playing all game. 4 tackles, 3 stops. He was targeted 5 times. He allowed just 2 of those. He allowed 19 yards. His rating, he allowed 51.3, and he held DK Metcalf to just 6 yards for 4 straight quarters. His catch rate allowed over expected was negative 28.4. Which is by far the best outside corner game that we've had all season. Like, this is quite literally, like, in a full 4-quarter example, this is the best game that we've seen from an outside corner on the Colts all season, which is kind of crazy saying that, but it is. Jalen Jones absolutely locked up anybody he was covering, but specifically DK Metcalf. You'd see Jalen Jones. He didn't press DK very much. He was usually 2 to 3 yards off, which is smart considering Jalen Jones is definitely not the fastest corner in the league. I'd say he's actually below average, which is well known at this point. I mean, DK Metcalf is one of the most athletic wide receivers in history. So, like, it makes sense why Jalen Jones wasn't, like, full court pressing his ass, because, like, all it takes is 2 steps and he's gone. So Jalen Jones did an absolutely, like, he deserves all the credit because he absolutely locked DK Metcalf down along with the other receivers on that team. Latu also needs praise, a ton of it, because he had 2.5 sacks. We all knew, like, this kind of breakout game was going to happen eventually. We were hoping, obviously, it came with a win, but this is 3 straight games where Latu's gotten a sack. This one being 2.5. Breakout game. We needed that. We expected it eventually. It finally happened. It just took about 9 weeks. Now, did Latu have a dominating game? Absolutely not. Definitely not. He affected the quarterback, that's for sure, and that's what we need him to do. But from a game-changing perspective, you know, you're looking at players like TJ Watt last game who just completely took over the game. Latu definitely was not that. He only had 3 pressures, 9.4 QB pressure percentage. Definitely could have been better. I mean, I know we have him dropping back in coverage quite a bit, especially lately. I've been seeing Latu in coverage. Like, he might as well be our fucking Sam at this point. Like, he is in coverage a lot, for sure. I do just quickly want to talk about our O-line real quick, because obviously it was a real down day and a real down day for Matt Gonsalves, and a lot of Colts fans who follow me on X or the Colts, they probably know Matt Gonsalves had something absolutely terrible happen to him. I believe he lost his father the week of this game, so obviously that's gonna affect him mentally, and it definitely showed today. He got beat a lot. Bortolini as well. Braden Smith absolutely got torched. Like, I've never seen him get torched before by TJ Watt. And, like, the way the Steelers play, you know that they're, like, especially edge rushers, they're gonna be on the side that they're on. TJ Watt is always on the right side or left, like, whichever. Typically, like, if you're facing the offense, he's always gonna be on the right side. Like, TJ Watt, Braden Smith, that was the matchup the entire game, and Braden Smith got absolutely cooked for 4 straight quarters. It was embarrassing, and we weren't giving him much help either. We didn't chip much. We got Mo Wiley Cox. I feel like he's a pure chip block tight end, and we just didn't use him in that way enough yesterday. We needed to give Braden Smith help, and it didn't happen. I mean, I saw some snaps where TJ Watt was lining off like 5 yards off of Braden Smith, like down. What is Braden Smith going to be able to do about that? And I see a lot of edge rushers, they be doing that recently, and it'd be annoying as fuck. But, yeah. You can chalk up to yesterday's loss to just simply our O-line just not being there. They weren't the O-line that we've grown accustomed to, and definitely wasn't the best O-line in the league yesterday. In fact, I'd argue that they were bottom 10 last week. They were not good against the Steelers D-line, not good at all. And if you guys follow me on X, I made this post because I'm a little afraid that this Colts offense has peaked already after 9 weeks, and I'm a little nervous. Obviously, I mean, a lot of people were upset because I was basically, they thought I was alluding that I was basically saying the Colts, we're going to crash and burn. The season's over. Our offense is dead. Daniel Jones is the Giants quarterback all over again. And that's not at all what I'm saying. Okay? What I'm saying is, like, we've had an historic offense, all right? Like, historic, better than Tom Brady in 2007, better than Peyton Manning in 2009, like, historic, absolutely historic offense. I'm worried that we peaked at the wrong moment. I'm worried that we're not going to be that good, and it's going to show, and we're going to start losing these games that we probably should have lost earlier in the season. A lot of people say we should be 8-0. Realistically, we should have lost that Broncos game. We lost to the Rams. We could easily be 6-3 right now. But our offense, you know, Danny Dimes playing at an MVP level, JT playing like an MVP. It's not unreasonable to think that it's not going to last, I feel like. Certainly none of us predicted that this offense was going to be as lethal as it was. Obviously, we saw this offense under Gardner Minshew, and we were somehow a top 10 offense. Somehow a top 10 offense last year with 15 different quarterbacks. So, I mean, like, it makes sense why a lot of people thought that we were still going to be like a top 10 offense, obviously with Steichen and him. But nobody thought that we were going to have this crazy, historic, record-breaking offense like we do. And now, I'm not saying to blow it, it's all going to fucking come crashing down after one game, all right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's not unreasonable to think that our offense isn't going to be this historic offense going all the way into January and February, you know? The Colts now have a target on their back. Everyone and their mom knows that our offense is really good, and like defenses are gonna definitely game plan for our scheme at this point, and maybe our scheme is becoming a little more predictable than it was early in the offense, and these defenses are finally figuring out how to stop this offense and Jonathan Taylor. And I'm not saying like this is a for sure thing. I'm just saying it's something that could happen. Do I actually think this is going to be the case? No. I think our offense is going to be fine. Do I think it's going to be like it's going to go right back to being that historic offense that was breaking every record known to man? It could be. Easily could be. You know, this could have easily been one of them games where it's just like, oh, fuck, we got our ass kicked. We're mentally not there, and fuck it. Let's go on to Germany and fuck the Falcons by 68,000 points, you know? It could easily be that. I'd half expect it to be that. I'm just saying, I can still be scared, you know? I'm a Colts fan at the end of the day. It's not, you guys can't blame me for thinking apocalyptic fucking endings, all right? Defensively, we absolutely killed the Steelers, so that's a good thing. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons. We're playing them in Germany. They are currently 3-5. They are third in the NFC South. They are absolutely desperate. They are desperate for a fucking win, all right, man? They are desperate for a win, and they're going to bring it their all. I don't doubt it. And that's what I got for you guys on this week's little video. I'm really going to try my hardest to upload at least once a week with at least like recap to last game and what to look forward to this coming game. That's kind of, I'm really trying to get that to be the format. At least I need to start at least one video a week, so that's what I'm really going to try to do. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe, like, and I'll see you next week, hopefully.